All right. Smoking Jim, Claudio. Guys, I want to thank you all for joining me on the Steel City Sports World. Definitely great to have you guys back on as always, man.
Good to be back on. Good to see you guys.
What'd you say?
Good to see you guys. Good to be back on.
For sure, for sure. Listen, we got a special show. The NFL still going on. Jim, you called it. You said there was going to be no hitch. I'm not too certain yet, but we'll see what happens. But we have Patrick Mahomes, highest paid quarterback in history. Guys, is it a good deal? Who wants to jump in? Jim, I'll go to you first. 10-year contract, highest ever in the NFL. Is it a good move?
Yeah, he's making baseball money. I think that the quarterback position in the National Football League has always been the highest paid position on the team, in the last 20 years since running backs have been devalued. And so, hey, that's a baseball contract. If you're going to give it to anybody, you give it to a guy going into his fourth year with all the potential in the world, just won a Super Bowl. So I think it's great for the sport.
Okay. You think it's great for the sport. All right, Claudia, what do you think? 10 years between $450 million to $503, depending on if he reaches all the marks.
Obviously, he's a top-notch quarterback. Jim brought up the baseball factor. Was people know Mahomes was a baseball player, and I think that's what when you see those no-look throws, and he throws like a shortstop at times. He's a great athlete, great quarterback, the best in the game, in my opinion. 10 years, the only thing that scares me about that is if he gets hurt, obviously. That's the only thing. He's still a young man. What is he, 25 years old? Something like that. He's going to be 34, 35 when the contract runs up. That's nothing. Look at Brady. All in all, I mean, anybody can get hurt. So throw that out the window. All in all, I think it was a great contract. I think it was something they had to do. The only other thing that you have to worry about is the cap space. Are they going to be able to do – is he going to do what Tom Brady did? And that is take less money to be able to pay other players to continue to make your team good enough to be in contention, which I think he would do something like that. So I think it was a good deal for everybody.
I gotta agree. I mean, Mahomes is special, man. When he came out of college, I thought he was going to be solid. I didn't see this. And you talk about injuries. He got injured last year and ended up winning the Super Bowl. It was a minor injury, but the way this guy throws the ball, he's special. I mean, his dad played baseball. He has the arm. I knew he was legit when I saw him at Heinz Field throw for 6 touchdowns. Before the game, he's winging it 70 yards with no effort. I mean, this guy's amazing. He deserves everything. I never hate a guy for getting his money. I just think the quarterback position overall is the most overpaid position in sports. He's worth it, but these other guys who have $100 million contract aren't worth it. Derek Carr, wasted money. Tannehill, wasted money. Matt Ryan, wasted money. Cam Newton didn't finish his contract. He did have an MVP, but still, all this money. To me, anytime you pay a quarterback that much money, the team that you put around him is not going to be good enough.
Right.
I mean, it's just not enough money to go around. Like you said, Claudia, the salary cap makes it impossible. Although I think this year Kansas City will be good, but once that contract kicks in, the defense isn't good now. When that contract kicks in, they're going to have to score 50 a game because the defense won't be able to pay anybody and just hope a rookie, overperforms his contract. But I think they had to do it. I'm glad the man got his money. And now who's left on the table? Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson are coming up. These contracts are ridiculous. Are we going to see a 15-year contract? I don't know. I mean,
well, Jim told me some news, not to say anything, but I got to say it. He said the Duck is next in line to make that big contract.
Yeah, in Jim's dreams and Duck's dreams.
He said right now on the table is a $28 million contract per year, 15 years for the Duck. That's what Jim told me.
Oh, man, that's a good one. I think we all agree Mahomes is special, man. He has Hall of Fame written all over him. nobody's touching this man for a long time. But another thing that we talked about, top 10 quarterbacks coming into this 2020 season, assuming they play. I still have my doubts how they're going to do it. Are they going to play with no fans, or is everybody going to sign their life away to see a football game for 2 hours and maybe end up on a ventilator? I'm not doing it. I watch it at my house. You know, it's real funny. The NFL let them play, but after the game, they can't trade jerseys. I'm like,
yeah, I know.
After the game, you can't take a jersey off and trade it. NFL.
So how about this, Luther? They said that the Steeler locker rooms are 6 feet apart. That's great. But then they go out in the field and tackle each other. So I don't get it.
It makes no sense. I don't know. I guess they have to say that. And just like you're supposed to be in a bubble with the NBA right now, and guys, everything's coming out. The food, the guys are playing pinball next to each other.
Yeah.
It's impossible to do, but we'll see. We'll see. Top 10 quarterbacks. Bleacher Report put out something. ESPN put out something. What do you guys? I'll let you go through your list first, Claudia.
I'm going to start with number 10 because I want to upset you a little bit. And I'm going to go with number 10, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Woo. He did get to the Super Bowl.
He did get to the Super Bowl.
And folded.
Nah, he didn't fold. It was bad play calling. Bad, overrated coach. Or he choked. The coach choked. But anyway.
You mean Jimmy choked? Jimmy G?
No, the coach. The coach.
Claudia, he had to make one pass, and they win that game. He couldn't make one pass to get a first down.
It was a bad call. But
Jimmy.
I'm going with Garoppolo. Garoppolo, number 10.
I didn't even have footage of him. I didn't think he'd make anybody's list.
That's all right.
I should have known Claudia was going to pick a Jimmy Garoppolo. My fault. I forgot. Jim, who would you say is your number 10?
My number 10. I got a couple at 10.
You're gonna make him wreck.
Number 10. Number 10C is Duck Hodges.
Oh,
number 10B. Number 10B is Baker Mayfield, and number 10A is Sam Darnold.
Oh my gosh.
3 bums. I'll say it for you, Luther. 3 bums.
Jim, wow, man. You're serious with that Duck?
Yeah.
Duck is going
Luther, I want to ask you a question. Luther, I want to ask you a question. Who would you take, Garoppolo or Jim's 3?
I'll definitely roll with you, Claudio.
All right,
I never in a million years would have thought he would have had those guys.
Who's your number 10? Who's your number 10, Luther?
I'm going to show my number 10 right now because he's the only guy I think, and I'm going back this coming season. I think he's going to be the number 10 quarterback.
Is he on your T-shirt?
He's not on my T-shirt. He's not on my T-shirt, but all of us know him. Big Ben is coming back. Juju's going to be back. Listen, Big Ben's been throwing. I've been looking at him. He's been killing bears. He's been throwing the Juju. He's been throwing the DJ. The next AB. I think he's going to come back with a vengeance. We're winning 12 games this year. You know, I think it's going to be a solid season for Big Ben. He's going to be the comeback player of the year. He's going to lead us to the playoffs, maybe to the Super Bowl and get that number 7 before he gets out of here. But I think he's going to be back. You know, I think the defense is going to keep games low enough. I think offensively, he's going to put them in right positions, unlike Duck. And, you know, when the line is stacked, he can find guys like Juju and DJ. And I think it's going to be a great comeback year for Big Ben. Number 10 rated quarterback. He could go higher, but I don't know how his arm is going to look. We'll see about that, man.
That's kind of important. For
he's
quarterback.
He's been throwing, and it looks like he has a lot of zip.
You the one said you don't know how his arm's going to look.
I don't know. When he takes a hit, right now it's looking good, but it's off season and they're throwing with shorts. He's better than Duck or Sam Darnold or whoever else you said. Those guys.
Baker Mayfield.
Those guys are all about to lose a job, possibly. All right. How about your number 9 quarterback, Claudia?
Okay, 9C. I'm kidding.
You're going to have 50 quarterbacks.
I know. I'm going with Dak Prescott. He probably should be a little bit higher. I can't get the 8-8 out of my mind that they only win 8-8. Let me say number 9 in climbing.
Okay. All right. And you know what? You mentioned him. He's also my number 9 quarterback as well. I think he's definitely worthy of number 9. I wouldn't have him, and I struggled to put him in there. I would have had Ben in front of him. I just don't know how healthy Ben is going to be, if he's going to make it a full season or what. That was my only hesitation about not putting him.
You sure know how to cover yourself.
I'm just calling it like it is. You know?
The doctor spin is in.
Hey, look. I'm calling like I said. Dak had a solid year last year. He was able to make the throws, and he was solid, Jim. You act like he was really struggling. Who do you have as number 9, Jim?
No, I was saying about Ben. You're saying, well, you don't know this, but he'll be higher if that,
Hey, we don't know, but I'm certain right now he's going to be a top 10 quarterback. That's where I have him.
Well, my number 9 is number 9B, Ryan Tannehill.
Oh,
number 9A, Derek Carr.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
You have a lot of faith. I want to know who's missing off your list, Jim.
Bunch of backups. They're backups.
Yeah, Jim, I'm not. Wow.
I got to get on Jim today. For some reason, I want to get on him today.
Tannehill, you understand he only played 8 games, right? Are you Tennessee's GM giving him all that money after 8 games? What did he show you, Jim?
He's a manager.
I've been watching him play ever since he was in college, and he was a great wide receiver, great athlete, outstanding quarterback. Did some good things at Miami. Almost had a winning record at Miami with a poor team. This guy's a super athlete. He reminds me of Big Ben.
Really?
Always did.
Hey, who was the guy? I always forget his name. Who was the guy who won the Super Bowl with Baltimore?
Well, they had 2 quarterbacks.
Oh, well, Trent Dilfer.
Trent
Dilfer.
Yeah.
He was the game manager. This guy, Tannehill, to me, he had a nice season. He was a game manager. I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think you can put the ball in his hands and say, hey, go win it. But
his best play was handing the ball to Derrick Henry to the left, hand it off to the right. That was his best plays. Other than that, man, you saw in the playoffs when they needed him to make a play, he couldn't get it done.
Right.
So I don't know. I didn't have him that high. I was with you, Claudio. I had Dak Prescott, number 9. How about we're going to number 8?
I'm gonna say Big Ben.
Big Ben.
Only because, again, we're not sure about the arm, but if he's anywhere near what he was, I've always said this: he might be the most dangerous quarterback I've ever seen. So I'm going to put him at 8. Again, like I said with Dak, with rising, if he's healthy, he might be in my top 4. But I'm just going to stick with 8 right now.
Okay, Jim, who do you have?
Number 8B is Carson Wentz.
Wow, you have him.
Number 8A is Kirk Cousins.
Now, he was the guy that I was thinking about putting on, Kirk Cousins.
Okay. Wow.
He's my 10B. Kirk Cousins is my 10B.
You said Carson Wentz, Smoking Joe.
8B, Carson Wentz, yeah.
I think he's awfully low on your list, man. I really have a lot of respect. Look at the rocket arm. This guy could fire it to one of Claudio's favorite receivers, Deshaun Jackson. But who do you have as number 8?
Harold Jackson, my favorite receiver, not Deshaun. Harold. Let's get that straight.
Claudio already gave you his 8.
Who's your 8? Oh, you said Ben.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Jim messed me up so bad with that with that choice that he made.
We need your 8.
I might be catching it from you, Jim. I've been around you too long. My number 8 is Drew Brees. Some people may say I have him too late on the list, but lately in the playoffs, he has not been getting the job done. Last year, he had a big injury. Luckily, they had a good, competent backup to save them, but I don't like the way he's played in the playoffs. Regular season, he's been solid. He has great weapons. One of the best receivers, Michael Thomas. He has a great running back. I have him number 8. I don't know how great of a year he's going to have this year. I saw some droppage in him last year. He didn't have that quite that zip that he's had in the past. So we'll see. But he's my number 8 so far. Jim, how about your number 7 quarterback?
Number 7, Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills.
Ooh, gosh. And why? Just because he can run? He runs fast?
Big, strong, and throw it out of Yellowstone Park.
My prediction is Stephon Diggs, who they got from Minnesota, will be complaining within 6 games because
Wow.
he's not getting enough passes, and the passes he does get are falling to the 5th row in the stands with nobody there to get the ball. Josh Allen is horrible to me as a quarterback. He's a great athlete, yes. He can run, he can jump, but his accuracy is garbage. Oh,
well, Diggs ain't the best receiver on the team. Best receiver on the team is Robert Foster.
Oh, listen, I love Robert Foster. He made a disastrous move by going to Alabama. I tried
only got 3 national championships. He only got 3 national championships.
Where did he get drafted?
Huh?
Didn't get drafted, Jim.
He's still playing.
Yes, but listen, not getting drafted set him behind. If he would have been a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th rounder, look at what he's making.
Do you think national championships are important?
Can he buy his house with that?
No, I'm just
That's
asking.
right.
I'm just asking. Do you think that?
Jim,
I'm just asking.
Tyler
I'm just
Boyd,
asking.
Tyler
I'm just
Boyd,
asking.
and
No, I'm just asking.
They
But
came
Tyler
out
didn't
the
win
same year.
Tyler ain't win no national championship.
Yeah, but
Tyler's
Tyler's able to take care of his family, his
Luther,
mom's
great
family,
point.
his brother's family.
Luther, that's a great point.
And he played.
Yep.
How many other guys that went to Pitt is in the league? Huh? How many other receivers from Pitt's in the league? He got 3 national. Huh?
Listen, we have a lot of receivers that have come through Pitt that went to the NFL.
How about that little short guy that the Steelers gave a tryout to? That little midget kick returner couldn't make it. It was everything at Pitt.
We're not talking about them. We're talking about 2 guys that came out the same year. We had Tyler Boyd. We said that was a great choice going to Pitt because you're going to play and you're going to get drafted. Robert Foster, he went to Alabama and did not play much.
Alabama didn't recruit Tyler Boyd, so it was an easy decision for him.
Okay, well, you asked who's having a better career so far.
No, I'm saying who got 3 national championships.
So
no, I'm just asking.
Jim, answer the question. Who's having a better career so far?
Tyler Boyd was in the league 2 years before Foster got in the league. Foster got his degree.
You're proving my point. You know that, Jim, right?
Tyler Boyd
You're proving my point.
Tyler Boyd don't got a degree.
And
he's on one of the worst teams in the NFL.
He has a 2nd contract already. Robert Foster's still trying to get that 2nd contract. Tyler Boyd,
he would have had a bigger contract. He'd have had a bigger rookie contract if he'd have went somewhere that was more conducive to his skills that they would have thrown to him.
No, we play for national championships in college. That's what we play for.
You ask him about that, Jim. I bet he would have say, you know what, he might have.
He had a chance to transfer as a senior. He had his degree. He stayed because he loved Bama. He loves to win.
All right, Jim. I think it was a bad move. I think Pitt would have gave him a better opportunity. He could have come out with Tyler Boyd and gotten a $50 million contract.
No, the bad move.
Not that big money yet.
The bad moves is all these great black athletes, high school athletes now want to go to HBCs.
Hey,
that's a bad move.
I support it. Hey, I caught Maker. I said go to Howard, and he listened. Listen, that's going to be the next move. Hey, Jim, boosters can find you anywhere. Zion Williamson is not the only one who's going to have boosters.
I agree. In basketball and football is different.
Yeah, you're right.
If you ain't Gail Sears, you need some blocking, brother.
Yeah, you're right.
That's right.
You're right.
That's right.
All right, let's go to number 7. Jim, you want to start us off with this one?
We already did. I did Josh Allen at 7. We're on 6 now.
Right. Yeah. All right.
CTE.
Claudia. Hold on. Claudia, who do you have for 7?
I'm going to put Aaron Rodgers at 7, not physically, but mentally. I think he's going to be pouting this year. He's going to just have an attitude. I'd have ranked him a little bit higher. I'd have probably put him between 3 and 5. I think his attitude isn't going to be good. I think he's going to be a problem on the team, in my opinion. So I got him at 7.
Wow. Aaron Rodgers has fallen down at number 7 for you. Okay. All right. I mean, last year he did lead his team to to the NFC Championship. I still think he has some good years left.
Oh,
I
he
just
does.
don't, I
Physically,
don't
he
like
does.
what Green Bay's doing. He doesn't have enough weapons. You know, not once have they drafted a receiver in the first or second
Right.
round. I think
They
that's
drafted a quarterback, which number one, he didn't like. He wanted
Yeah.
a receiver. And again, it's not just physically, I don't have a problem with him, but I think he's going to be upset. I think he's going to go in there with an attitude. I think I think he may cause some problems. I could be wrong, but if that wasn't the case, hell, I'd have him at maybe 3 or 4. But right as it stands right now, I'm putting him at 7.
Okay. All right. And, my number 7, the guy that I think is going to be number 7 is Tom Brady. You all may say I have him too low on my list. I don't think so. I think last year we finally saw some drop off, but he's going to have weapons galore this year.
Right. Right.
It's like when they got Randy Moss, but now he has a younger version of Randy Moss and Mike Evans. He got Gronkowski back. I think he's going to have a tremendous season. I just think his arm, and he's in his 40s now. I think so. I have him number 7. You guys may have him higher. I have him number 7. I think he's going to have a great year if he can stay healthy. If he can stay healthy. Gronkowski's notorious for getting injured. Mike Evans always seems to have an injury as well. So we'll see. We'll see how it all works out, but I got him number 7. All right, Jim, how about number 6? Who do you have?
Number 6, Jimmy G.
Jimmy G.
Wow, he's got him higher than I got him.
Wow, you've been hanging around Claudio too long. Jimmy G is not good, man. Did you all not watch the Super Bowl?
His gloves were loaded too, right? Like Tyson Fury.
He choked. All he had to do was make one pass. I'll never let him lay that down. I'm sorry. He could have easily won that series if he could make a play. I don't even have him in my top 10. I don't know where you guys are getting at. All right. Number 6, who you have, Claudio?
I had Deshaun Watson.
Okay, you have him number 6. Okay.
I'm sorry?
All right, you have number 6. All right.
If he had just a little more experience, I'd rank him higher. But he's another one, I repeat, he's rising big time. I've always liked the quarterbacks who aren't sitting ducks, who can move. And I like him a lot. He's got a nice arm. He's cool under pressure. So I got him at 6. Again, rising, big time rising.
Okay. You know what? I would have him higher, but man, I don't know who he's going to throw to this year.
That's the thing too. Yeah,
they pretty much decimated his receiving core.
Right.
And
I'm not crazy about his coach either. But
he's horrible. You trade a guy because he wants a contract, but when he's one of the best receivers one of the best players at his position. Number 6, I'm going with Carson Wentz. I think he's an animal. He's big. He's strong. The only thing about him is he gets injured so much. But other than that, man, he's terrific. He can run. He has a strong arm. He's a good leader. He just every year it seems like he gets injured. And last year he played. All his receivers were hurt, and he still led them to the playoffs, and he still did what he had to do. I'm very impressed. I think he'd be even higher if I didn't always worry about him getting injured. And I think his receiving core is questionable because, well, they're never on the field. Alshon Jeffrey was hurt last year. Jackson was hurt last year, and he might get suspended this year. But I have him number 6. How about number 5? Smoking Jim?
Number 5, Tyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. Wow, he's jumping way up, Jim. Why? What do you think? Because he got Hopkins is going to make him better?
He's Superman. He don't need Hopkins. He's Superman. Tyler Murray can do it all ever since he was in high school,
Kyler
college.
Kyler Murray, right?
What I call him?
I thought you said Tyler Murray, like Tyler Boyd. All right.
Yeah, whatever. These black names. You know him better than me. But hey, great guy out of Dallas, Texas. Not big, but he can do it all, man. He can throw. He can run. Great leadership. Heisman Trophy winner, the whole bit. Exciting young quarterback.
Okay. Wow. I did not have him in my top 10 either. Although I think he's going to be a lot better with Hopkins. Man, he has Hopkins and Larry Fitzgerald. So he definitely has some weapons. I mean, We'll see. How about you, Claudia? You have for number 5.
Before I give you my answer, let me ask you guys a question. Doug Flutie, if he were playing now, do you think he would be playing? Do you think that they would have given him a chance, or do you think that they would have sat him down because of his size? Now that Murray is not a big.
He would be making more than Patrick Mahomes if he was playing right now. Doug Flutie would. That's how good Doug. That's what I think of Doug Flutie. Great.
I think it's the perfect time for Doug Flutie now. It's a shame that he came in a time where they were just looking for these big 6'5" rocket arm guys. But now the game is opened up to move. Right. He had a good arm. You know, this would be perfect for him.
I'll never forget.
Like I was all those guys.
I was in a parking. Me and my dad were big Doug Flutie fans. My dad was going to the bank, and I was in the parking lot. And they announced that the Buffalo Bills were going to play Rob Johnson for the final game, just to give Doug Flutie a rest. I said, okay, whatever, you know. But then they started him in the playoffs, and Rob Johnson got that big contract because he was a big guy, 6'5", but he was nowhere near the quarterback Flutie was. And I agree with you guys. Flutie would be big time today. But anyway, I just wanted your opinion. Number 5 for me, and the reason why I have him is higher than maybe like I had him at 7, but then I started thinking about it was his weapons, and that's Tom Brady. I had him at 7, Luther. But because of his weapons, and that's why I had Deshaun Watson down a little bit because of his lack of weapons. I'm going to put Brady up at 5 because he's got some big-time weapons to throw at. And I think this is going to be, as they say, like a kid in a candy store. He's got more weapons now than he's ever had. So I still think he has enough left. And I like Smoking Jim loves Bruce Arians. I think Bruce Arians is a big-time coach. And I think his players want to play for him. I think he's going to have a big, big season. So I got Tom Brady 5.
Okay. All right, Jim, who do you have?
I already gave you Tyler Murray. You want me to give you a good doctor?
Jim, I want you to say his name right. It's Kyler Murray with a K.
Kyler Murray.
All right.
Kyler
Murray. And
I'm going to send you to Sarah Weck. With that
My number 5 is Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers still has it. I don't like the fact that Green Bay never gives him any weapons, and he's back there running, making plays with average receivers. Devontae Adams is pretty good, but when it's just one receiver, you can double team him, you can roll the defense that way, and he doesn't have much else on the other side. I got him number 5, led his team to the NFC Championship last year. Not going to happen this year, but he's still one of the best I've ever seen. Great arm, great mobility, horrible as a leader, but I think he definitely has a great arm, great talent, maybe one of the greatest arms I've ever seen. He could throw it from every angle. So, all right, and number four, I have Deshaun Watson. I would have him higher if he still had D-Hop. I think this guy's special. I loved him coming out of Clemson. I thought he fell too far. He should not have been the 10th pick in that NFL draft. I knew he had star written all over him. It's a daggone shame that he fell that far, and a guy like Trubinsky went to the Bears. So high, just a straight bum. But yeah, I got Deshaun Watson as my number 4. Claudia, who do you have?
I have Jackson, Lamar Jackson. I think he is, and his coach knows how to get the best out of him, get the most out of him. They have some weapons around him. I like him a lot, and he's going to have, in my opinion, an even better year this year because he has more of a running game. They had a nice draft. Defense is going to be good. I mean, how can he not even be better than last year?
Yeah, they definitely. And then if they bring in Antonio Brown, that was a rumor. His cousin plays there. That might be a good spot. He can't get mad if his cousin's getting the ball instead of him. Like he got mad at you two for getting the ball instead of him. So that might be the only fit. All right, well, you didn't throw it to me. At least you threw it to my blood, my cousin. That might be the only fit. All right, so that's your number 4. How about you, Smoker Jim? Where you go with this curveball?
Number 4B, Aaron Rodgers. Number 4A, Big Ben.
All right.
All right. Well, We just talked about Lamar Jackson. That's my number 3. I had Lamar Jackson as number 3. He was the MVP last year. Man, the stuff that he was doing was just amazing. I haven't seen that out of a quarterback in forever. I mean, this guy's just that good. He's getting better at throwing the ball.
The only reason why I had him at 4 is because of the playoffs.
Yeah.
He didn't do as well there. But I'm sorry. But again, physically or as a quarterback, he's right up there. Obviously, he was the best quarterback in the league last year.
Right. And you know what? And I said it coming out. I said the Ravens got the steal of the draft, last pick of the first round, and they get an MVP 2 years later. That is ridiculous. NFL scouting, they completely blew this one, man. He should not have lasted that late. A lot of guys look like fools. Harbaugh got a new contract because of this guy. Saved his job. He would have been out of the league if he didn't sit Joe Flacco and put this guy. So, we'll see what happens, man. But I have him as my number 3. How about Jim?
I already gave you Aaron Rodgers and,
That's right.
and Big Ben.
No,
I didn't give you my number 3 yet.
Okay.
My fault, Lou.
No
Number 3. My fault. Maybe my CTE kicked in.
Oh man.
My 3B is Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
3A Lamar Jackson.
It's hard to keep up with you, Jim. Every category, you got about 3 players. All right. That's why I'm getting confused. I'm asking for one, you give me 4 players. I'm like, wait, did you give me 4? Did you give 5, 8? Anyway, Claudia, where are we at, man? What do you have for your number 3?
Number 3, Drew Brees. I still think he has something left. I know he didn't have the greatest playoff series, but I think he's going to bounce back from that, as I think Lamar Jackson is going to bounce back from his playoff performance. So I got Drew Brees number 3.
Okay. All right. So that his playoff struggles doesn't scare you at all, huh?
It does, but the thing is, his experience and his past track record gives me a little more confidence.
Okay.
For this coming season now, for 2020.
Okay. Me personally, I think they would have had a better chance in the playoffs keeping Bridgewater back there. I mean, he looked so bad in the playoffs. I was really disappointed in Drew Brees. It's like he's choking up, man. And I don't know if his arm is losing it. He got another bad injury. We'll see how he comes back. But we'll see. That's why I had him so low on my list. All right, and number 2, Jim, what do you have for your number 2?
Number 2, Russell Wilson.
Okay, Russell Wilson. Can't go wrong with that, man. One of my favorite players. And why?
Well, one, I like that he went abstinence from sex while he was waiting to get married. That shows some dedication. But this guy studies. He's a cornball. He's corny as heck. I wish he'd stay off of Twitter with that corny stuff. But, hey, this guy's a great football player. He's smart, never complains. Talking about a guy that never has any weapons but still gets the job done. 3rd-round draft pick. He was my number 1 rated quarterback when he was coming out of Wisconsin. You talk about the NFL scouts blowing it. They blew it at North Carolina State. They wanted to bench him for another quarterback, so that's why he transferred. The coaches said he's too short to play football, should stick with baseball, and he's proven everybody wrong. This is as great a quarterback as I've ever seen in the league.
Yeah, he's a bad boy, man. I definitely agree.
He's a corny brother.
Why you gotta be corny? He just hosted the ESPN ESPN, and he did a great job. Him and his wife Sierra. I like their relationship.
Yeah, as soon as his career's over, she's gonna leave him like Elway's wife left him.
No, well, I don't think he's loading her up with babies. Every off season, there's another baby coming.
What, they only got one, don't they? They got more than one?
There's another one in the oven. And then they have Future's baby. So that house is loaded up with kids. He's having a great time.
That's good.
I think he's underrated, man. I have him number 2, but he's so underrated. When people start talking about the great quarterbacks, they always try to leave out this guy. He doesn't have weapons, and all he does is win 10, 11 games with guys you've never heard of.
Good
Although
point.
I think Metcalf, if Metcalf is working, I think he could be a steal. I mean, last year they got him late, a year with Russell Wilson. I'm expecting big things out of Metcalf. He's a bruiser out there. How about you, Claudia? You have as number 2.
Before I give him number 2, I'm just going to mention some names here and the connection. Roman Gabriel, Joe Namath, Dan Marino, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes. What do they all have in common? They were all drafted in baseball. They were all big-time baseball players.
Kyler
Oh,
Murray,
good point.
too.
Good point. Good point.
They can throw different arm angles. They can move. Good athletes. So I'm a little bit biased towards baseball players, but Russell Wilson.
Go figure.
Russell Wilson. If Mahomes, I mean, it's obvious who's number 1, but if Mahomes wasn't there, I think Russell Wilson would, in my opinion, be the top quarterback. So he's number 2.
Okay, I think we all agree. That's the first.
Well, I got 1B is Duck Hodges, and then Patrick Mahomes.
Oh man! All right, and this one here is we're almost running out of time, man. We're finally, going to get out on time. Number 1, we all have Patrick Mahomes. Is he going to destroy the record book? I mean, I think he has the potential to really do some damage.
We all what?
Records.
We all what?
Agree, he's number 1, right?
I don't think we all agreed.
Oh, well, okay.
You and Claudio
Claudio, you have him
may
number 1,
agree,
right, Claudio?
Yeah, he's number 1. Yeah.
Okay, Jim. Yeah, please tell us who's number 1 other than Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I got 1B, Tom Brady, and 1A, Patrick Mahomes. I got them even.
Well,
Wow.
1A and 1B seems like you have Patrick Mahomes a little higher than Tom Brady. Why is he A and not Brady A?
You know what? Let me ask.
You just want to be difficult. Everybody knows he's the best quarter. Nobody can make that throw he just made there, Jim.
Right.
How many Super Bowls Brady got? How many Super Bowls Brady got?
Brady also had
He just
one of the
started.
greatest coach in history. He's played 2 years and has 1 Super Bowl and 1 MVP.
His greatest coach, you mean the one that got fired from Cleveland? That greatest coach? The one that had
How many Super Bowls does he have? How many Super Bowls does he have?
No, yeah, with all Brady. He was sub 500 at New
I'm with you
England
there,
before
Jim.
Brady got it.
I'm with you there, Jim. You know what? Let me ask you guys a
Super
question.
Bowls.
What I hope doesn't happen. Now, obviously, Mahomes won a Super Bowl, but mentioned Dan Marino. You look back at Dan Marino's career. Why didn't you guys give him a better defense? Why didn't you guys give him a running back? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you think, again, they won the Super Bowl? That's terrific. But in the future, do you think they're going to do that to Mahomes and just put all the bricks on his shoulders? Or are they going to better the defense and give him a solid running game? What do you guys think?
It's a different game now, Claudio.
I understand that.
If Dan Marino played today, he'd have a couple more Super Bowls. You needed a defense in the running game when Marino played. It's flag football now. Who can outscore who?
That's a good point.
So as long as they got the fat boy, Philly steak eating coach, you got to give him a lot of credit.
He's a great coach. Come on.
Great coach. As long as they got the fat coach in there, they're going to win a lot of games.
All right, that's a good point.
And one thing about Patrick Mahomes, they don't have a great defense now. I don't see them, getting better. I think every year the defense is going to get worse and worse. But already you see they give him weapons.
You know what they do got? You know what they do got, Luther? They got one of the greatest home. They got one of the greatest home field advantages when you play in Arrowhead Stadium. That's great. That's almost as great as playing hell to the Redskins.
You're gonna have a new name, Jim. Well, hell to Washington right now. They're supposed to change the name. Speaking of that, we got about another 5 minutes. But Claudia, you wanted to hit on a topic. You want to bring that up?
Which one was
Deshaun
that?
Jackson. I think that was the last topic we had for today.
I didn't want to bring it up. That was Jim, but that's okay. You know what? I'll simply say this about all of it. Nothing, and I said this to Jim last night, nothing fills my heart more than when I see people coming together, and nothing deflates it more when I see people pulling apart. I don't get it. I don't understand it. To hate or dislike or not want to be with somebody because of this, that, or the other thing. There's people I don't like, and that's because they're not good people. Okay, not because of color of skin or nationality or hell, most of the people I don't like, to be very blunt with you, are in my family. So, I have a small I'll be very blunt with you. I have a very small family. Okay, I don't even know the number, but the only ones that I talk to that are blood, I mean, the ones in Italy, but I don't see them that much. But I don't see them at all other than on Zoom, right? My daughter and my one cousin Chris and his 2 kids. That's it. That's it. The rest of them I don't talk to. But there's reasons for that. Okay, right. It isn't because of anything other than they're just not my cup of tea. But unfortunately today, for people to dislike each other, other than for people not being good people, I think is dumb. And I wish people with a voice would try to bring people together instead of pulling them apart.
Okay.
That's again, I'll repeat that line, and it's I mean it. There's nothing that fills my heart more than when I do see people coming together, and there's nothing that breaks it more when I see people pulling apart.
All right, I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna let Jim close it out because I know he has something he has to say. But I think anytime anybody references Hitler in anything, I think it's stupid. It makes no sense. He's one of the most vile men to ever walk the planet, and he shouldn't have done it. However, saying that, the Eagles, when Riley Cooper threatened a bunch of black people, called them out their name, he gave them a contract. They gave him a contract, and it was over. You never heard about it again. This offseason, Jake Fromm, his girlfriend got mad, released some stuff that he said. I want to see that same energy. Come after those guys. Come after everybody who does something the same way. He shouldn't have done it. He's apologized. You let these other guys move on. You need to let him move on. But I don't think he should be, constantly. He apologized for it. Let him move on. Let him play. Let him play 4 games and get injured for the rest of the year like he always does. Eagles fans are saying, don't sign him. Well, he's only going to play 2 or 3 games because he's always injured. I mean, that's just Deshaun Jackson's career. But Smoker Jim, you brought it up. You wanted to hit on this topic.
Well, you know me, Luther. I'm strongly believe all players should shut up and dribble, and that includes LeBron James. Hey, listen.
Leave the legend alone.
Hey, listen, I don't get my Old Testament theology from Deshaun Jackson, who's the first pork chop eating brother from the Hill, who's now apologizing to every rabbi in Philadelphia. By the end of the week, he'll be wearing a beanie, and he'll have to prove that he's been circumcised. Hey, listen, Lou, the bottom line is these kids are young, 33 and younger. You're not an expert on these topics. Stay away from it. I think he played his last down in football. Wow. I think that, hey, listen, the reason that I will never forgive, listen, the greatest organization and the greatest people I ever met is the Italians. They're outstanding. They're smart. They stick together.
You say that because Claudio's on the phone.
Yet there's never been an Italian president in this United States. But a group that I respect is the Jewish organization. I said I'll give the New Orleans quarterback, what's his name?
Drew Brees.
I'll forgive Drew Brees when the Jews forgive Jesse Jackson, who's been apologizing since '84. Listen, when you speak out against the Jews, and some of my best friends are Jewish.
Here we go.
Then again, they may be Hungarian because I just found out Larry Zonka and the coach was Hungarian. So, hey, listen. Hey, listen, Lou. Listen. What he said, he's being fined. He's making $11 million. I don't think he'll play another down in the National Football League. Wow. And it's really a shame because I don't think he meant anything, but he's young. They should just shut up and dribble.
No, I disagree with that. You have to speak up. Muhammad Ali, who's the greatest, is the greatest because he spoke up off the court and he was great on the court. You can't be a Michael Jordan and shut up and dribble. I don't have any respect for that. I respect guys like Muhammad Ali, like a LeBron James, like a Lou Alcindor, then became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Those are my favorites. Those are the guys I consider my favorite player. Even Jim Brown, you know, is another one who spoke up and did what he had to do.
I'm
Bill
glad
Russell,
you can't
who's on
mention.
my shirt.
I'm glad in the last 60 years you can't mention 10. I'm glad you mentioned 4. So, like you said, 99.7 people, just like the corona,
And that's a problem.
99.7 people need to shut up and dribble.
And that's
Just
a
like
problem.
99.7
And that's a problem. But all I'm
corona.
saying, Jim, a lot of people in the NBA are speaking up or at the protest.
Anointing Central Sport?
Kyrie Irving is leading it. Kyrie Irving is leading the charge.
Yeah, Anointing Central Sport, yeah.
Okay. They could be non-essential, but they're the first sport that's playing again. They're going to start playing at the end of the month.
Where? Is everybody playing? Because if I'm commissioner,
all the stars are playing.
Whoever don't play, if I'm commissioner, gets suspended for a year without pay.
Okay.
Well, so Luther, I don't think the NBA is going. I mean, Adam Silver said, you know, if too many players, if too many players get it, they're going to cancel it. I that's one of the questions we were going to talk about. I don't know if there's going to be any sports that play, to be honest with you, because I don't see how it can't get spread.
Hey, Luther, can I ask you a question? Not to cut you off, Claudio. All these guys speaking out in the NBA, have anybody spoke out against the Jews?
Not that I know of, Jim.
Yeah, thank you.
Not that I know of. Listen,
you.
I mean, they're just
shut up and dribble. Shut up and dribble.
Why do you want somebody to speak out? I just want them to speak up about injustice. I'm not saying target anybody. Speak out about the injustice. I'm not saying target this group, target this group.
You see some of the movies. You see some of the movies the Jewish producers are making with you black folks.
Listen, I love all people. That's Smoking Jim. I don't need any more hate.
He just doesn't like Tyson Fury or Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm not saying anything about anybody.
Luther doesn't like
Smoking Jim.
Luther doesn't like Jimmy Garoppolo or Tyson Fury. That's it. He likes everybody else.
Some of my best friends are Jewish.
Oh, anyway, so Claudia, you don't think anybody's going to play the rest of this year? Sports.
Luther, if they handle it like I heard Mark Madden say, if they handle it like an injury, yes. If they don't handle it like an injury, then and they say, well, if we get 6 more players that get it, we're going to cancel the season. Adam Silver is this close, I think, from canceling. And
You're
football,
right.
Like I said, it makes no sense to me to say, okay, because it's all optics. 6 feet apart in the locker rooms, but then you're going to go out and tackle. You can't exchange shirts or hugs or whatever. And then like in baseball, I mean, now baseball could maybe do it because they're separated.
Out. Right.
There's
they
no
already
tackling.
social distance. Just like the fans from the sport, the players are socially distanced.
Right. Hey, you know what? I don't know who's going to play or who isn't, but let me say this before we end. There's nobody, the luckiest organization in the world are the Houston Astros. Because if they do play, there's no fan. The fans were just going to pound the hell out of them because of the cheating scandal.
Right.
Now, man, did they get a pass? They're lucky.
Now they're not the number one score. They're way down on the list now.
Oh, yeah. But baseball, I think baseball could do it because, again, we're separated. They can separate in the dugouts. Now, they can't be spitting and grabbing and all that garbage, which I don't do personally.
Hey, Claudio, you know what I watch every morning at 7 a.m.? The
What's
Japanese league or Korean league,
yeah,
whoever
they're
they
playing.
are.
They're playing.
I can't tell them apart. Either Japanese or Korean. But
the Korean league.
Yeah.
Listen,
cut him off.
That community, go out to Jim. His name is Smoking Jim. It's not Claudio. It's not me. His name is Smoking Jim. Who else you want to piss off today, Jim?
Tell me you sit down with a Japanese guy and a Chinese guy and you can tell them apart, Luther. Come on.
Listen, I don't assume. If they tell me, great. But I'm not going to assume and call them anything else. And sometimes certain names you can tell. My favorite martial artist is Bruce Lee. So
me too, mine too.
One of the greatest. Hey, listen, so Jim, is any sport coming? You still think the NFL is going to play, correct?
Well, I think that this country will concentrate on the only essential sport, which there's 2, wrestling and the NFL. And the NFL will play. They did a smart move by canceling all the preseason games, but it'll be regular season, and it'll be fans in the stands, and it's going to be exciting, brother. And yeah, I can't wait.
Hey, Luther, two things. I just heard that IndyCar is going to have the Indianapolis 500, and they're only going to have half of the audience here, which is like over 100,000. So if they can do that, now they're going to spread them apart. But the other thing, not to jump around, sometimes I like to start Luther up and get him started. Luther, tell us your opinion about ESPN boxing.
Oh my God. We don't have enough time left in the show. Complete garbage. I'll call them bum bash. There's a bum bash on Tuesday. There's a bum bash on Thursday.
Luther sends those texts. Stop. Luther sends those texts, man, and he's mad. As soon as ESPN boxing comes on, Luther starts.
I'm like, why even put that on? Give some young, the fight's on good. It's a mismatch. It's one guy who's a decent guy and one guy who earlier today was working, construction.
Right.
One guy, an hour before the match, he's like, oh, this free food, let me get a sandwich because I just came from work. It's disgusting. You already know who's going to win before it even starts. Top-ranked boxing and ESPN is putting on complete garbage.
Oh, man.
I can't wait till the PBC comes back. The next big fight, I think, is going to be Charlo is going against the guy who beat Williams. It should be a great fight. Errol Spence, the truth, the #1 pound-for-pound guy is coming back against Danny Garcia. That's going to be announced tomorrow. Look for them to fight sometime in September or October. I can't wait.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think of Fury Wilder? Do you think it's going to happen?
No.
It's going to happen.
Ain't no money in that. Ain't no money in that.
They made more money than you look at the highest paid fighters this year.
They didn't make more than AJ and Ruiz.
You were the three.
Yeah.
They didn't make more than AJ and Ruiz.
AJ made $80 million in
Saudi
Arabia.
Jim, if you look at the Forbes list, everything you said was wrong because it said the two highest paid fighters were who? Fury
and Wilder.
AJ was third on that.
They got their money in Saudi Arabia, though.
Hey, guys, man, it's always a pleasure. We're out of time. I thank you guys as always. You guys are the best, man. I'm so glad to have you guys with us. We're out of here. Make sure you check us out on the website and on Facebook. Claudio, we want to plug your show. Where can people see your show?
Yes, ClaudioRelsano.com. We have a bunch of great guests, and obviously Smoking Jim and Luther have been on more than anybody. So ClaudioRelsano.com. Just type it up. It'll come up, and you'll be able to listen to it.
All right, guys. I'm gonna play this opening, this closing, and we will check you out next time, guys.
Thank you. All right, guys.
All right, guys. Take care. Peace. Check us out on the website, scsportsworld.com. Peace.